thumbs like a ghost in my chest. Fingers claw at the void, no rest. Heavy breath drips with poison air. Static whispers crawl everywhere. Flame. Bass fuzz cuts through the smoky haze. Eyes like fire in a wicked gaze. Heartbeat kicks in a deadly grind. Flame. Install in a shadowed stall. Frustration burns, I heed the call. Shots like cold, a lover's tease. My heart aches in this dark disease. Lust ignites for a sudden rise. Greedy pulse in my hungry eyes. Their glow taunts a siren's game. I crave the wealth, ignite the flame. Altcoin pulse, do you fall for me? Heartbeat races with ecstasy. Anxiety fuels my fantasy. Oh, altcoin pulse. Edge cuts deep, the markets bite. Hope teeters on a restless night. Each dip stings, my soul's on fire. Altcoins tease my wild desire. Altcoin pulse, do you drop for me? challenge, answer the call. In this beat, I claim my thrill. Altcoin fire bent to my will. Altcoin pulse, do you drop for me? Heartbeat races with ecstasy. Anxiety fuels my fantasy. Oh, altcoin pulse. Altcoin pulse. I burn in your glow. Late night trades in a blood red trance. My shame ignites this outright dance. Midnight fights what hides in the shade. Heartbeat throbs in a lustful blade. Degenerate pulse, a secret play. Oh, midnight fights. Reverie flows in the velvet dark. Trades pulse while the vampires mark. Neighbors sleep blind to my sin. I sway where forbidden passions begin. Midnight fights what hides in the shade. Heartbeat throbs in a lustful blade. Degenerate pulse, a secret play. Oh, midnight fights.
Dear little beloved, please join me for the ceremony of the ringing of the cowbell. To participate, just reach down and grab your ding-a-ling, give it a fling, put a smile on your face, clear the air. Let us all grab our ding-a-lings and let them sing. Ain't nothing like a little cowbell in your life to make everything feel alright. Brought to you by the National Cowbell Association. Get yours today. Amazon.com and Tractor Supply.
Degenerate pulse, a secret play. Oh, midnight fights. Midnight fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for the turkey. I said, prepare for the turkey. John. What? Oh.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the best ran show with the hottest production girl here in crypto who does things like really, really on time all the time. Yeah. Apparently, if you just tell everybody what you want them to believe, that it becomes true. That's what the YouTube algorithm is teaching me. Everybody, this is the best channel ever on YouTube, the only one that everybody watches. We're the fastest growing channel on YouTube that everybody loves to see. Name it, claim, we're manifesting it. bomb. Okay. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Glad to have you here. We're taking a look at Bitcoin, and it got kind of bearish there for a little while. I got in on a small time frame. A lot of you degens are probably kind of familiar with these smaller time frames, so this probably looks a little familiar to you. I would hope. Let's make sure this microphone is on and everything. On. I think we're good. All right. So this red line here is a main area that I'm looking for, and we're maintaining that sucker, man. We'll zoom out and see a little bit more apparent, but that's important. That's important for us to hold. We came down to make a lower high, and that is important also. We didn't make a lower low, so we're in business to be working on what's the next, what should we be looking for if we make a higher low? A higher high. So we need to come out and take out this 105 area. That's the next target. My only concern is, I'm even on the smaller time frame, just watching these moving averages, almost flipped totally bearish here. So I'm very stoked to see how this plays out. We were looking at this a little last night and everything. What I could gather is with these things being the way that they were, we had a good chance to kind of fluctuate through them, and I think we'll see that on a couple of time frames. But here on the smaller ones, man, that's kind of weird. So pattern wise, shape wise, whatever, people are looking down here for this possible W pattern forming, a double bottom, or just a W. She has not. I'll repeat, she is not confirmed, and that won't be until she gets above here at this area we just mentioned. And then we can say, hey, man, we might have a double bottom. Until that happens, hey, man, we can roll over. I'm just saying. Or we can go up and get rejected, and then so, oh, man, and keep going. I'm not trying to be bad. I'm just trying to be real. This is what these moving averages are saying. Hey, man, they're getting ready to flip, even on the small time frame. So we need to zoom out. It's always the best thing to do. Go to at least the daily here on Bitcoin. And you know what? There's so much crap on this thing. I can't say it on the daily. Can we go down a different? Here's one we haven't mucked up too bad. All right, so daily, the daily, yeah, that one. We're still testing this 50 moving average, and we've touched it several times, and maybe touching it for a fourth time here, and that's a little concerning. I'm just saying, I don't like it. The biggest concern that I have is the breaking of our makeshift trend lines here, and if you ask me, it was really more up here where this is bearish retest. We already kind of lost that guy. That puts us in danger of making where we did make a lower high. That could puts us in a double top or distribution type situation here along these lines, and we got to keep that in mind, right? So I'm gonna, I like to zoom out and just keep going over the zoomed out ideas over and over, and just keep refreshing them, because that keeps us on our toes, I believe. And so this is that red line that we were looking at earlier. That's the one that we're holding, and I'm watching this close because now I keep saying this because it's important to remember this. This level in most situations does not hold. Okay, it's just. But when it does hold, oh hell, strap up, hold on. What we've been expecting for a few months ago. Is it just delayed, or are we just in the first stages? Because it also looks like this. The first stages are coming down lower. So nobody knows. We can't tell the difference just now. We don't know for yet, just sure. This could be a Wyckoff distribution where they're just slowly selling off on us. It's not what we're seeing on chain, though. I'm just saying that's not what we're seeing on chain. The only people selling off here is us, the retail, and they're going. They're happily taking it. So I don't personally think that's the situation. But we gotta be real and keep that always in mind, because we don't know. So I got those two areas right here that I'm eyeballing very closely, and I would normally expect this area, for real. I mean, I'm not looking at price or anything. I'm just looking at what the fibs are giving me. The price structure is giving me. It's like, I really didn't expect this over here, to be honest with you. I'm looking for 3 humps and a dump, and I was counting that as our possible 3rd hump. It was that rejection and everything. And then we squeezed out a little more, just kind of pinched our cheeks and squeezed out a little more. And then we had that little hanging turd right here, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. Are we flushing? Are we wiping? Is it out? Or we got more? Is there more coming? I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Ichimoku Cloud suggests that there's some more in there, though. Yeah. Well, me going to get some Bitcoin, some Metamucil, and see if we can get this thing to explode and just shoot it all out up here against the sea. This is getting okay. Let's change metaphors. This is getting kind of weird. Maybe I should come over and say hello to everybody to get off off topic here. But so far, this area about 103 right through there has been holding very strong for a long, gosh darn freaky time, and that's a good sign. That leads me to wonder, hey man, could we actually do that? And we've taken the measure move from that before, and we'll do it here again, just for goodness and funness. We'll fine tune this later on, but it should look something a lot like this. And it's crazy to think that that would be a ticket to 140, but it could be if we find ourselves holding this area and then suddenly breaking out to all-new time highs. That's the situation that we got to see, and that's a big one to ask for here as we start winding down in summer. Selling may walk away. That is a big ask for that. So I just want to stress that. But by golly, that can happen right now, for real, for real. So I'm not about to turn total bearish or anything, unless the charts tell me to. Losing that 50 moving average would kind of do it for me. That would make me go, yeah, they've got some changey things going on here. Something happening on the weekly time frame here on these moving averages, or MACD or something. Any kind of cross going on over here. I'm already got my eyes open because we got these light bars. That's a warning sign right there. That decline in the histogram here. That we got warning signs, so we want to keep an eye out for it. So all we can do, in my personal opinion, is be diligent. In my personal opinion, what I think we might be seeing, but this is just me speculating, From what I can kind of see here, I could see a situation where we are in like a range through the summer. I could see this going on for a little bit. I could see us like coming up a little bit this week and then dropping down. And then as we start going into July, I don't know. I do kind of see we could come down through here. It's just not today. But I could see that dwindling down over the weekend, but I do see that we can get some ups here. And if we do decide to break trend, because we got a trend line now, if we can break that little sucker, I'll change my mind. But until then, I'm looking for some rejection somewhere along these little zones right here. And if I want to get a little bit more picky, I'll just drag this little sucker down and get a little zone through there. Pull out my fib. We can find the rejection areas. It's no problem finding the rejection areas. They seem to come. We get rejected a lot. So here we are on the 4-hour Bitcoin, and we got the death cross. Oh. Last time that happened, that was a little loud. Last time that death cross happened, we got a big bump out of it. So don't freak out, baby. Don't freak out. But there is some weakness here, but there is also some hellacious strength right down in this area. And that's been saving our asses and giving us higher lows, well, ever since we hit down here in June. So it's still technically looking good. You just got to be cautious. And my Bitcoin plays, I am trying to scoop up some here and take some profits on the way over here. Just in case we do take a little dip down below 100,000. Because I do think we will test 100,000 again. I don't think we're done with the 100,000. We got all this stuff over here. Do you see how that price just ran right up through there? That's like... and all we did is come back to test about right through here. There's like this little gap, and that's what people talk about. And I don't know. I think you can just see a big old run up. The way it was explained to me, there's not much in between here. It doesn't stair step. This like it does. It makes a gap. It's just prices running up. It's where the market makers are backing up on their orders, and they're also kind of pushing from underneath and getting that price up there. And there's no real substance there. And so to come back and retest that area, hell yeah, that's totally doable. Right here on the top of it's 97, and that's perfectly where our Fibonacci is. I just don't see it. I don't see that it's happening quite yet this week. I see that maybe cross our fingers, we get another nice little run up. Probably won't make a higher high if we're looking at that situation to come down here. Probably won't. Or if it does, it will get rejected and not make a higher high on this one. So that's what I'm looking for out of Bitcoin. And the thing is, what the hell is going to happen to altcoins in those situations? And I think that's where we got to be kind of cautious with these altcoins. And it's quick to have YouTubers call altcoin season because they did it all for the last 3 months every week. And then I was like, every Monday was an altcoin season. This is it. We're sucking up. And then by the weekend or whatever, they're like, oh no, it never manifested. We get a little something and have to give it all back. So in other words, a lot of YouTubers call it altcoin season so brazenly and everything. It starts becoming like the boy who cried wolf. And I don't call altcoin season, but we do call the rallies though. Call them for what they are. And that happens when the old Bitcoin dominance starts getting fully rejected here. This was what they were calling altcoin season. It was nice. Okay. That was December. A rally is what that was to me, because if you've been through an altcoin season, you know, it gets a hell of a lot better than that. A whole lot better. And we're setting up now. We're climbing back up to the top of the diving board. Are we going to take another dive? I wish that we would. I really do. But this has just been doing nothing but playing with us, giving us a little here, a little there, but nothing to make our altcoins bag just pumped anywhere they used to be. And now I just skipped over to total 3 only, just like magic. This is magic. For the 22 people here, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm here on the 4-hour, checking it out, and you know, we could do with some improvement here. We do have some bullish activity, but we also got a lot of neutral, and it's just a I interpret this that we kind of rangy for a while. Ups and downs. Ups, I'm going to make you seasick until you start puking with your altcoins through the summer is what I'm seeing. I want to zoom out a little bit here to the daily. Let's go out a little bigger time frame. Steady momentum is what the daily tells me. It's there. We're bullish. It's just got to be steady, but still, we lost this major trend line. We are on a correction, and if you're in the wave theory concept, the Elliott wave stuff and whatever, you might see it as an ABC correction. Let's see if we can pull up Elliott. Elliott, you got that? Oh, hell. He's on something else. He's tripping over here on this saying, oh, that's our C wave. Okay, I hope so. If that's true, then we're getting this is the start of our next big section up. We're just a slow start. I'll go with that, and I ain't going to bitch about it. We lost a trend line, got a little local pattern that could go bullish on us. It's normally bullish. We just got to wait till it kind of, normally what they do is they find a partial decline, a little area they kind of level off in, and then at that point, they start trying to break up. Has a good 72% chance to break to the upside if it does those things, and it looks like it's trying to. So I always point this out because this little dotted line here is what we came down and retested, and keep retesting it for some freaking reason. You think once would be enough, but no, altcoins just love this little area here, that little dotted line. I'm going to make it more impressive here. Bold. It's still shaky and we can lose it. That dotted line does not have to hold, but so far, cross our fingers, knock on wood, all the good little things, rub your lucky rabbit's foot, it has been holding. I hope it does. We need it to. We're still where we could, you know, come back on up here. I would love to see us get back up, at least back up here. I really want to see these December areas again for altcoins, but she just don't look like she's quite there yet. Not quite there yet. So it is very trying to be in altcoins, and I definitely feel your pain because I have a lot of altcoins too, and I'm sitting there looking at them for over a year now saying, I made the wrong choice, didn't I? I could have got you at any time, but no, I chased you early. We got married way too soon, way too young. We should have played we was playing the field because I got lots of them concubines, but I still got them when they were too early. And you see them go up and go down. That's good if you're taking profits and everything on them, but if you just got them locked in the wallet and somewhere and they ebb and flow, got too many to manage. There's lots of little situations you can get into. Maybe too heavy on altcoins and not enough in Bitcoin. Knock on wood, I didn't do that, but the altcoins definitely did. They put a dent in my Bitcoin. Let me come over and say hellos to everybody here tonight. 23 people. Pow! Pow! Sound effects are free tonight. There is no charge for sound effects tonight. You get them all night long. I don't know if I got the whole chat on here. I don't know. Haven says, I bought 2 million plus more Yuki. I like to live dangerously. I've still got a Yuki bag. Actually, on Solana lately, what I've been doing over there. And of course, I get a lot of the alpha from you guys. I'm just saying, I didn't know about Yuki or Nyla. Those are two things. And AI T-Virus, antivirus. That's another one that I like. That's over there. That came from you guys. Grift-free. I've played that before, but I didn't really go deep dive into what they are. And I saw their platform website, and I thought, okay. So those are some of the ones that I've been going into just a little bit more heavier over there. I've been taking maybe I've slimmed down some meme coins and kind of funneled into some of them. I still got a little bit of Godius right now. I got a little Nosana, a little Miro. I think I ditched chicken, the smoking chicken fish though. I don't think do. I still have that? Let me check my other wallet over here. No, I think I think I rolled that into one of those. When they happen to be a little bit up there. So we got Haven. How's it going, Haven? As far as I can tell, I don't think this was the first. I don't think it's showing me all the chat, so I don't know exactly who was here first. But we got Sicario, we got Soul, there's Strega. Bragg's Adventures. I'll never sell my BTC. That's how it's too damn hard to get. It is too damn hard to collect. And too easy to put at risk in all the availability, all the things out here in crypto to put that risk on. Loaning, or I mean, you can get loans against it, you can do all that stuff, but you're always putting it at risk. You can put it over to exchange, put it on spot margin, borrow against it, play the play. You can do lots of stuff with your Bitcoin. But I think the best thing, or at least for the next few years, is hodl as much of that stuff as you can get. And I know we're not even in the bear market yet. It'll come. You'll start getting here. Just imagine about a year from now, we'll say, oh crap, and they'll get worse. Maybe, I don't know. I'm curious to see how Bitcoin holds up, or what the reactions this bear market will be on Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to have those as big of drops because of the demand and because of the adoption. I think those days are starting to get a little behind us. I think we're going to start seeing it become a little bit more steady, a little bit more like, you know, kind of like Go. It'll have its downs, but I'm telling you, 100,000 is going to be key. One of these days, 100,000, you're going to look back and say, oh, even there, I should have bought a lot more. I said the same thing in 1,000. I remember 400. Jeez. I this start getting feel stupid these days. I'm like, I know how many Bitcoin I had back then. And I know if I still had those Bitcoin now, oh baby, I would be a jet setter. But I didn't have the conviction. So you get as many Bitcoin as you deserve is the saying, and I guess that's true. Or as many as you can afford, which is easier if you already had them, right? We got Haven. I think we said this before. Joe from Trade Intuition. How's it going, Joe? Joe, a fellow YouTuber. Actually, I think I still got him pulled up. Nope, that's not him. Don't we have our... Oh man, where am I at over here? I don't even know where I'm at over here anymore. There we are, Joe Trade Intuition, his channel, and also his music Trade Intuition topic. That's the music channel. He puts out music too, the music, crypto music, because we need more of it. I like trading music, and it's good because he puts out a lot of songs that are that are educational. Some of my songs have education parts of them too. And that's good. But to get those things, those good ideas, those good seeds planted in your head, and you put the music on when you're trading, and or just doing your little crypto thing. You got some music to inspire you, to help you keep your mind right. With a lot of it, some of mine just dives into the emotions. Man, I'll go dark on some of them, but because I'm going all over the place. I'm all genres and topics. But Joe has a lot of the good teaching songs that will just put those right ideas, and just got that some little feed, man. Those little things to look forward, not to forget, and to manage your risk, and just those good little things out there. We need more of it in this space, I think. Brackish is first. Hey, Brackish. We got OG1. Sicario, how's it going, my man? Yes. Ave Medina, thank you so much for being here. Road Dog, can you look at the Bitcoin's futures chart? I don't think it trades like 24 hours a day, but you were looking at it like a month ago. Skim the sports side. That one is a good one to watch. It's the MBT1. And I think it's best to zoom out. The moving averages over here are much more happier and positive. And it is because they don't trade Friday through Sunday evening. So there's 2 days out of the week that they don't trade. And it is really, and where we drop below the 200 moving average on the daily, on all the other charts, it respected it over here, and I watched that like a hawk. I was like, this is what the big money's playing. This is what they're looking at too. So what is it showing? I mean, we got the same ideas going on over here. We lost our channels, and now we're going sideways consolidation, and that's the thing. That's how price action works. You get a move up, and then you get consolidation, and then you get another move, right? In this case, it went down, and we may still be. I mean, this could still be a freaking range. I would hate to say that, but that's what the trend line says. Doesn't fit in with our 4-year cycle narrative, or even how far along we are in the cycle, though. So, take it with a grain of salt. My personal opinion. I gotta say, I don't know how anyone can be bearish to think like we're heading back to 30,000, 50,000, or anything like that at this point in the game. With our history and everything that we know about Bitcoin, this is the point right before. Oh, crap! You didn't do it back here. We have to go regular chart. This is the point before all this happens, or as all this. It's like this is what it looked like before. This was like 2017, and it looked enormously huge. It looked as huge as it does right now to us, right? Back then, that looked ginormous because Bitcoin was $250 on average, and then all of a sudden we're finding it up to 20,000. Hell of a come up, right? Looks like an enormous mountain, but then as we go for the news cycle, and it starts playing out, it doesn't feel that way. And by the time we get up to all-time highs around 20,000, a lot of people thought this cycle was over. Let me say that again. Right here, around 20, this is in October, November of 2020, a lot of people thought that was the top and didn't really expect Bitcoin to go higher. Some people were calling for 30,000. Of course, then you had some calling for 100,000, but that didn't happen either. But then we got a pleasant surprise, and we just kept on going up, and wow. And all the time, there were still people calling it's over here when we were at 30. F2 pool came in and dumped us really bad, and it was horrible, and tanked altcoins, tanked the market, and we're like, oh God. A lot of people calling, but we kept going, and we kept going. And I know we've come up all this way, and that seems impressive, and then we went more, and that seems impressive, but scale to scale, look at that. And we got scale to scale. We got a lot more to be going for real. I mean, who knows what we can hit 200,000 by by the end of the year. It sounds crazy, but when this parabolic move starts coming in, we've seen before how fast it goes. But typically what you get the moves up and the consolidation. And we're consolidating a little bit. I am disappointed that we didn't consolidate higher. I think everybody's disappointed we didn't consolidate higher. And that makes us question what the hell's going on. Are we in some kind of range? And we may be, I don't know, for a little while anyway, but I've already, my thesis still remains, man. As long as this red line's holding, there can be a big ass move coming. That's just my take on Bitcoin. So it says, headache tonight. I want to stay with the road dog. Sorry, I got a headache, so that does happen. Always says diamond life. Good night, so hope you get to feeling better. Oh, ask permission before you play your fib. Be a gentleman, please. I get that. Hump the dump. All right, so while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and do this. Let me throw up the little request for altcoins. We'll be taking a look at a total 3 and all that stuff here. Like we normally do, just try to keep tabs with the market. All right. So let's get back to the MBT one just briefly, just to kind of keep going over this. There's something going on over here. These little lines. So I'm pretty sure I pulled my fibs out over here too. Yeah, right in that same area. I just didn't put it in the right color. So this is our red lines over here. Let's go to the daily, and I'll take a look at the moving averages over here. I don't like the cloud being that thick, but hey man, we've been doing good on it so far. What the hell? Okay, here we go. We are beneath some moving averages, and I'm concerned about that. Not crazy about that, but it's got an interesting twist on it that could be dragging us back up to this area about 107. And let me show you what I'm seeing here. This green line, that 9 moving average, has got a bullish cross on the daily above the 21. Now price is way down here, but that one just crossed on the daily. And you're like, how's that happen? I thought it followed price. Well, it is following price, but it's 9 candles, and counting back 9 candles, well, they average out. Price is more up here than down here. And if we're going to kind of, you know, we don't get too far away from our averages, you know, we kind of stick around a little area that kind of fluctuates and constantly moves. And to me, even the daily tells us that we could see 107 again, maybe higher, a little higher, a little higher. It kind of spells out to me here too. Kind of gives me some clarity on the other ideas. I see us coming up, and I'm not sure that we're going to go higher up here just yet. I think we'll get a little range. I think we might be looking at going up one more higher and maybe coming back and definitely testing 103 again, and maybe it gives a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what happens then, but I see a good chance that we can come up to around 107, 108 again. This week, as I don't know, maybe they've already taken us down a little bit, so it wouldn't hurt for them to take us back up and try to get everybody bullish to start chasing again, just so that they can dump again. And so what we look for is this 0.5 Fibonacci, and then also the 618 there, and that's right in those areas. The 618 is actually 107, so I would like to see us get up to that 618 really. And that 0.5, if we don't get past that one, then ooh, baby. I'm 100 maybe on the radar if we can't get past that 10. What is that? 106 area right there. So that's what I get on, well, on all of them really. Here on the 4 hour, it's worth noting that even on the futures chart here, CME futures, that it is bearish underneath the 200 moving average. So it's not the first time we've been here, but we couldn't make it over it last time. Let's see if we can make it over. It looks like she wants to try to get past it again. I just see chop. I see chop. I see rangy chop uncertain if we're going to make a higher high chop, and most likely we probably won't. Not trying to be bearish, but I mean that we got resistance there, and most likely it will. And even respects the little tippy tips right there with the candle body, so got us a little range there to work for. Guess I need to color code you so I know what I'm looking at here. And then again, we come back to total 3, which is catching some support here. And I like that. She need to do it. I'm on the 4 hour. I think it's the best one to watch altcoins. Oh, did we just have we just got the little green dot on the 4 hour here. Things are starting to try to move up. So interesting that where they were starting to dump us on Wednesdays, and then it started moving to earlier Tuesday, and you know, and now it looks like tomorrow they may be trying to pump us up a little bit. I mean, there's been Fed news and this and that coming out. There's no lack of news or something that would probably scare the markets or make them feel a little bit bearish. But we know that the Fed's not really anticipating to do anything, not in a hurry to do anything right now. When that happens, sad to say, but maybe that'll open your eyes a little bit more toward altcoins. But that's when they start pumping, is when the Feds start cranking that money out. So what's the real strength of altcoins? Is that's all we're going to be waiting for every time for them real nice altcoin seasons. However, Bitcoin doesn't seem to have a problem. Definitely been the winner. So I can see altcoins coming up now. I don't trust them to get mega bullish, but we might be able to tap this little area up here. She should. We would hope that she would make a higher high. That's what we're looking for, right? I mean, a higher low. Didn't quite pull it off here, but you know, I can understand because you got rejected at a decent spot. Here, I need to see something more out of you. I need to see you try to go for it this time. Don't know that it will, but with altcoins, whenever you get a decent little profit out of them, you need to be taking it. And then you can still use that to help build the bags, because we seem to have plenty of opportunities to buy those little freakers very cheap over and over and over again. It'll never be this price again. No, it'll probably be a little bit cheaper. Seems to be what we're getting for a lot of these altcoins. But there are some that are doing kind of good, and I want to take a look at some right now. And then we'll come over to the chat and take a look at some of yours. And I'll go quick with the ones I'm looking at, I promise. I'll try my bestest. Take a look at where 40... Gosh, I got to straighten up my time. 43 minutes in. Some of that was the intro. All right, so let's take a look at Onyx, XCN, KuCoin looks good. Oh, snap, I like this one. Oh, looky. Was that a bear trap after all? Nice strong move, and then she come right back down. Doesn't surprise me, freaking altcoins. Nice. You tapped that 2 times and got rejected 2 times over there. Huh. It looked like she is getting breakout. You can consider this might be a possible retest of this very jaggedy trend line here on the 4 hour, which shouldn't be as jaggedy on the 4 hour, but it is. It's because this coin has lots of billions of coins, and it's one of the few that has multi billions of coins that I think could do something. But it's one of my little dark horse plays, and seems to be respecting this major trend line here, and that's what I've been playing. She came up, came back down, retest, and hopefully she will try to get up further. Right now she's at 1.4 cents, which is better than where she was hanging around at 1.3. That was pretty juicy areas to get there, my personal opinion on this one. Because I'm looking for this one to go back up to about 5 cents again when she can, and I'll see that little bag pump up, baby. So we got this trend line here, but it's not the greatest. I mean, it's got lots of wiggle rooms. I'm going to take it actually to the wicks And to the wicks, it does give me that as a bearish retest idea. And what that means is we broke out, we come back, and we touch it, we bump it, we run it. That's what I hope to see. Still got a lot of stuff to fight through, but just bouncing off of this area down here looks good for XCN, in my opinion. Hopeful, I'll put it as hopeful. Cato, I am not in, or if I'm in, it's like $25 in. I might have a little bit over on some wallet, not much. See what you're doing. I want to zoom out on this one. What was this crap? Okay, did we do a prediction on this one? Clearly, I was on Apple Water that night. Okay, well, yeah, that sucked. I bet I didn't zoom out on the daily. That trend line probably looked a lot stronger on the smaller time frame. Now you look kind of crappy there too. Well, I went with it and it did not happen. You suck, our dog. I was looking for a possible pop. Why it's Saturday, babe? What the hell are we? We're just following a trend line, trying to guesstimate. She's trying to do something. No, per happens. That was a nice retest. That trend line extended out though. Poor rejection. As she broke it and came up and went under it and rejected. Here we are down. So, well, this is the reality of analysis and even possible trades. Over the trades yet stopped out. Just gotta have stop losses. But not all the analysis works out, folks. Not every play works. But we do have the signs to look for, and those trend lines will help you with that. Okay, we're going to remove this. And we're going to take a look. See what she's saying now here on Cato. Nice 786 rejection right there, though. You didn't catch it. Shut up. And now we got a 618 hole here. So Cato is trying to hold this area. Might she come down lower? They can always come down lower, and she never did do a good retest down here. So if we do drop, you know, or anything, those are the areas I'd be looking for this one, and that's about 140. And hopefully she won't go for a deeper retest. So that's about $1.05 if we do lose this area. However, if we keep this area, it could be kind of interesting. We're still technically within the jurisdiction of this guy, so I'm going to stick with his major fibs there. And we need to come back up to 153, but I think the juicy area to watch for would be here about 179 short term. And there is the shot that we could hit 380 if we're going for the Moonboy target. I'll put it up there, but like I said, unless, you know, the stars align, or, you know, not the stars align. If it does what it feels its requirement, we could reach that. But I don't know for sure that we got that set up just yet. This is on the radar. Let's take a look at Radium. That one seems to be doing a little something today. I would say so. Look at you, Radium. What are you doing? You flushing out people? What's all that? Just popped off. I went to the smaller time frame here. Let me go to the 1 4 hour over here. Red lines are 236 fibs, and they make good targets because we need to go hit those little bastards. They're kind of important levels that we need to graduate from. To me, it looks like you did your little correction there, your little ABC correction. Possibility that we got a new trend line. Well, we got 2 touches, so that's all we got on it. Kind of weak. Connect the previous trend lines, and you see that we still got some work to do to get out of them. So I still think that 309 area is good. For Radium, if we're looking for any other targets, it's like 289 would be a nice realistic target to really test there. So short term, I'd be looking at those areas. And if it is an ABC correction, we can be working up to some places. Still a lot of chop here on the 4 hour for a lot of these moving averages on these altcoins, though. Even the ones that are doing pretty good. Arrow's doing pretty good. Aerodrome over on let's see, MEXC looks good. Still got a target up there. Looks like we got a newer. We went up just a little bit, so I may have to adjust some of these lines. Or just not use that yet. Be the easiest way. Let me just double check something here, make sure that one little area that might be coming up shortly might look to get paid a little bit on Aerodrome, and it's going to be right here about 93 cents. I'm going to keep the 103 target. I think that's coming from some other ideas than the immediate one there. Not bad though, not bad. Working on making a higher high here. So somewhere around here, 93, maybe even on up to this area about a little over $1. Expect some rejection and come back down to these areas. Hopefully 73 cents will hold it. But we got some moving averages down here that say she could come down a little lower, maybe test the trend line again. We're going to see give and take out altcoins, and if we're position ourselves to when we concede that and make sure that we get paid here, we got more money to deploy over here or to put somewhere else, and we can build our bags this way for the next pump. But if you don't, then we just ride it up and say, oh, look, my number. Oh, look, honey, we're up. Oh, look. Oh, man, now we're down again. Oh, look, we're up. Oh, now we're down. And that gets old. That is old, man. And even when you think you're doing it right, you come back, you still catch yourself on a downtrend. It's like, man, I thought I took it up. I thought I'd do that a lot. It seems like every time we're dropping, I'm like, I could have done better. I could have done, every time I'm like, I could have done better. So I just keep cranking her up every time we start getting pumps up. I'll figure that little sucker out. Where's my little better line? Take a look at INJ. Oh, you down. You cheaper today. You $11.50. Lost a trend line. You being nasty. INJ, is she going to give us a head and shoulders to the downside? She might. It's kind of weird looking, but that's a pretty solid neckline right there. And from what I'm seeing over here on the shoulders, they come up even. What would that be? INJ, if doesn't mean it's going to, does not mean that it's going to, especially in this bullish market right now. Well, we're not. Potentially, there's some bullish signs here. There's some nice big crosses here on INJ, I'm just saying, but we should be. Oh, wow. That would suck. I would hate to see INJ go down to $7. That might piss some people off right there. That would piss me off. Come out to the daily, honey. What you got going on over here? Let's zoom out over here. INJ, I see that. And even that's so dang. Really? You think? Moving averages look. They could look better on the daily. They looked better on the 4 hour, but that is an 886 retracement. You got bullish crosses, man. But you did break that trend line, and it takes it can take it a while, or feel like it takes it a while to do some of this stuff. We have to keep our eye on INJ. She's showing some signs of It could be some warning signs here on INJ. I'm just saying. We just said we're just not seeing them play out yet. That's the tricky part about these bigger time frames. Sometimes it takes you a minute to feel the pain, but the price action, the way the structure is, the trend line and everything, is setting us up for either we don't make it over here, or we do come up and we bearishly retest that, and then we start working our way down. That's how that could look. So we might come up and go, oh no, we're going back at 12, but that might be where we need to de-risk. Jeez, what the? Are you one of them? You're one of them. This bearish. We were doing this a few weeks ago, and I recommend we keep doing this. Look on the bigger indicators on the weekly, because this one, INJ on the weekly, is bearish. She's trying to flip bearish on us on the weekly, and lost a trend line. Gosh darn it! I got an INJ play. I gotta make a note of that. Dang. And that's why we zoom out, baby. INJ bearish. Bearish weekly. We could keep that up there somewhere. Don't want to forget that. I heard some commotion going on over in the chat. I want to come over here. Mel's Williams! Thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
I hit the wrong button. That was the wrong button. I was trying to hit the clappy hands. The clappy hands. I lost the clapping hands. There they are. Thank you for the super chat. Hey. That is a cool question. Do I think OM USDT is dead? Honestly, I think it probably is. Man, that was one of my bigger bags right there. She started out small, but she grew big, and I was feeling bad because I was robbing from it to do some stuff with some other altcoins and stuff, and I was like, you're never going to let that thing grow. You should let it grow because it's strong. And so I'm very glad that I did, because that kept me from getting affected on it. This one, OM, was the one that got up, and I got up to like $9 and stuff. It's of course sitting like at like 30 cents right now if we're lucky. It looked so good, so strong, but it wasn't authentic. It wasn't for real. And got up 9.15, and then came a crashing and came a tumbling down, like John Mellencamp used to sing. And 50 cents, that's a dream when we'd look at this. I've got a little play on this because I'm just a little degen play, and it's done nothing but just dwindle down. Just slow burn down. Keep hoping that it will catch, and it keeps looking like it's getting some bottom signs and everything, but it never does anything. And they talked about trying to, to bring it back, and there's big investors in Dubai and this and that, but once a coin, gets exploited or whatever the hell happened, or I've already forgot what the hell happened to it. It's hard for them to make a comeback. It really is. And they've had a chance. And of course they got on to the Twitter, and you hear the excuses or whatever. There's always something. I don't know. We'll try to bring it, but there's nothing going on with that. I would want to look at the tokenomics on it though. Mantra DAO market cap now, it was, I swear, I think it was in the billions. Now it's like 240 million. And there is total supply is 1.66 billion. Circulating supply is 900 million of this. And sounded good. Bringing the world's financial ecosystem on chain, man. People were pissed off. They missed out on it. And this happens. It sucks, but it happens every cycle. Something like this happens to a project. So do I think that it will come back? It hasn't given us a sign of life yet. I'm just sitting there. I just got like $50 in this little thing, trying to see if we can just catch a little come up, and she's not giving me that. I just play her in a range. You can actually, I mean, believe it or not, there's a market for this kind of idea though, because look how much money you can make. 50%. We're starting to get down into the cents here, right? On these plays. So I mean, there's ways to short this little guy down. There's people playing this because they can. I mean, if you're in the short market and you just got to wait for it to just finally get down there. I mean, that's 41% drops there. So there are plays, and my play on it, what I'm doing is just, you know, when she goes up, I was having limit orders to take profits, and when she come down, I had limit orders to do it, and I would just catch whatever little range she would be in. But it just got to be where it's just more headache than anything. I don't think I've got anything. They're just sitting there right now, just watching that bag get worth less and less. Apparently, maybe some. There can always be a spike up, and that's what I'm waiting for. But it's pretty much, I consider it a dead play. We just keep going lower and lower and lower, and I can sit here and draw these fib lines out, and we just keep getting a near low. So getting the lows that we might go to, I mean, that's what I do. And we are at a 1618 right there. I would like to see it do something here. I hope it does. I'm not convinced in the slightest that she will, though. We come down to a smaller time frame. You getting anything over here? You showing us anything on small time frame? Nope. Just a steady burn down with these moving averages after they flip bearish over here. They tried to go bullish for a little bit. Maybe there'll be a catch over here. Looks like she's trying to do something, but she's done that many times before. So there was a disappointment on that one. And chalk it to the game. What is this? Why does that keep coming up? What is this over here? I got a new little box popping up over there. I don't want you over there. That's getting on my nerves. Why are you doing that? I don't want that to happen. Son, I'll just rewind this thing until you stop working that way. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, you little bastard, you're still there. Son of a bitch. We're cussing tonight. I noticed that. Blaming on Sean. Nate. Why? Why are you doing that? I don't want that showing up there. Is that something? Did I do that by mistake? I don't know what's going on over here. That is really getting on my nerves. All right. Because it just hangs out up there in the corner, and it won't leave. If I go over here to my chart, it pops up. That's going to get on my freaking nerves. I don't know when that started happening. Oh, that is really getting on my nerves. Maybe Joe knows something. Let me come over to the chat and look at some list of your altcoins over here. If we dump to September, I will double my holding. I hope we don't dump till September. I'm gambling for a crash until September. I don't. Well, I can't see crash. That word looks a little bit strong. Like, but if you're thinking like last summer for altcoins, I think that's what everybody's afraid of. We don't want another summer like we had last time where Bitcoin goes down and altcoins just keep bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. And we don't want that. Where are you, Total 3? That is really getting on my freaking nerves, though. Why are you doing that? Can I just I'm gonna reload this chart. This whole thing. Ha! You're not doing it now. Gotcha, you old bastard! Whatever that was crazy. Well, I gotta say, Anita, I can't say that it's not a bad audio looking, because they do have a bearish bent to them. My take is that they're going to be a little shaky, so I think we can still get some gains. Still get some squeeze, some gains. I don't think they're just heading down, but a slow burn down. I don't know if it'll go through September. It might. I mean, that's not a bad way to. That will keep you cautious on it. So that's probably a good way to look. And well, here on the weekly, you got, I mean, the MACD. She only gave us that one little thing of green histogram there. She did not cross bullishly on the week. She's still bearish on the week. So you're not wrong in being very, very cautious. Or because altcoins are not the performers. Rishi John says, thank you for the super chat, by the way. Thank you, Rishi John. Do you think LBAI is on the road to recovery? LBAI.
Yeah, all right.
Lemmy the Bat.
Yes.
Do we have it over here too? There we are, Lemmy the Bat. Do I think it's on the road to recovery? Looked like she lost she lost this level, that horizontal level, and that does kind of qualify for the. I don't like it, but it does kind of qualify for it. Does it qualify? Do we have a neckline? Yeah, it kind of does complete a head and shoulders pattern up there with a lower right shoulder now. So losing that line and losing this one was bad news for it. Looks like we had this area down here spotted, 1389, as well as if we did start going up for higher highs, some other targets. We had that. I don't know when the line was before it. I don't know when we looked at this. This is on the 4 hour. That's why I need to make notes. Okay, so let's see what we got. And that's our 786 that we wrote. Okay. So I'm trying to, I don't remember what I said. It's here on the stream somewhere. But more than likely, what I would have been saying, you know, that we do break those levels and look for the, you know, a 786 might be a coming. And let's hope that one will hold. So we haven't got there yet. So there's still a little bit more down possible for this one. As well with most of the altcoins. So do I think it will recover? Well, we can see what it gets here. Now, I don't, and there should be you can get a bounce. So I mean, if you're underwater on it or something like that, if you're patient with it, we could at least come back up and do a retest. It could be a bearish retest up here or up here against this trend line, or it might start turning around and catch off of this. So there's some options there. The 786 is a good place for potential bottoms, and that's why we got it marked there, and for bottom reversals. So the best thing to do right now is try to get us some guy. I can keep that because he's still resistance, and you could argue you got some kind of real lackluster breakout here, and there's no volume behind it, and we're still. So she's making some progress. If I had to guess ahead, oh well, you line up. I hope you don't come down lower. It's pretty much all around that area that we just lost right there. So do I think it will, well, in time, I guess it could recover. I mean, this is a small market cap. It's got 1.2 million. But just because it has a small market cap doesn't mean that it's going to be successful. That depends on the community and all these other factors. But it looks like it's had a little community and run before. This is our main trend line here, and like I said, we could even come down and touch it too. The main area I'm looking for is this 1490-ish area, and we're at 1788, so we still got a little bit lower that we can go. See what happens here, and then we can see if it's trying to catch, and then we might get a little relief, but I don't know if it's going to stick just yet. So in other words, we can see it coming down here and either getting rejected or then trying to reclaim that. And if it reclaims it, then hey man, things could be looking better. And that's about all that we can get right now off of this one. See what we do here. All right, let me come back to the chat here. Fly tape. Just don't get it in your hair. What's up, Richie John? Anita says, blow off top. Arrow saying, or Miller says, Arrow's looking good too. My bag's pumped some. Yeah, OM, that one was upsetting. How do you get rid of indoor gnats and flies? I have no answer for that. Vinegar is, I think, what we used. Like a little, like apple cider vinegar, like a little thing, like a little glass or something, and then they all just go there and die. That seems to be the best thing that I remember that we did that cleared them out. Because I think we had some bananas or something in the house. It was what, last summer? Yeah, last summer. And they just brought all the little gnats in and everything, and that's how we did it. All right, we're going to go back and take a look at some altcoins over here. We're going to take a look at Crow. I think Crow's hanging around 9 cents right now. And looks like OKX. We'll just go with the first one we got there. Oh, what's happening, Crow? I'm on the weekly here. Let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, are we breaking a trend line? Are you just playing with us? What's happening here, Crow? Might be a little bit of wiggle room in this little guy. See if we can get some wiggle room. We'll expand the little zone there. That's good. Bigger moving averages are in order, so that looks okay. Daily has got the little green dot trying to print there. Stochastics. It's got some good signs here on some of the indicators, like on the daily, that it's maybe that was support there. Let's come over to the 4 hour. 4 hour don't look as healthy as the other one, as the daily. I mean, there's some good things here, but mostly on the bigger moving averages. The other ones they're not looking all that great. Got some bullish divergence here on the RSI and the momentum wave here on the 4 hour, so that suggests that maybe we can reclaim a little bit of ground here. I kind of anticipate that maybe tomorrow we might see a little bit better day out of altcoins. And that's what it's looking like to me. Like maybe tomorrow would be what, Thursday? That sounds about right. They may be going back to, maybe switching back to their old playbook where they try to pump us into the weekend to get retail to start. I want to chase them again because they're going off. That's probably the scenario that we're most likely to see, I think. See what they do. Takes us into Friday, and then we typically get into we don't see as much. There's no authentic volume, and we're in summer. I don't know. They're trying to entice everybody that's off on summer to come and play. Is that what they're trying to do on the weekends? You dirty little market makers. You're so sneaky. It's always best to be doing whatever they're doing, in my personal opinion. And then at this point of the game, they would probably be accumulating and try to drive us up a little bit. So backing off on their orders. We're not going to see any authentic volume coming in. To me, that's what they're doing, is they're easing up on the ask and then riding up the bids, right? I might get my terms mixed up. And they can run us up, make us chase. My plan is not to chase. My plan is to be selling out, or maybe a form of shorting in a way where I'm borrowing and then selling there. I do spot margins, so it works a little different for the majority of the bigger plays that I've got. Perpetuals, I'd be looking at trying to find areas to short, like the lower highs or something like that, to maybe take a little short of something. Altcoins might have that opportunity coming up. Feels like meme coins, they go there and die. Let's see. Say has been popping up. What are you doing, Say? Are you getting a little rise over here? Looks like I circled this area for some reason. Say's looking interesting here. Looks like we got a little 786 respect right there. What was this? We're looking for the possibility if it were to and had trade setups. Okay, so there was a trade setup here, and how this is working out is if we were to make this, and then I've got all these points from here, because I remember doing this one. The safest thing would be was wait for confirmation on that one. I'm trying to remember. I need to actually spell this stuff out a little bit better over here. But we never did get a breakout, so therefore those targets, I'm gonna leave them there. Well, Arma, let me take these things off. So we were looking at the possibility of just getting an inverted head and shoulder. That idea didn't happen. We're following this, which is bearish megaphone. But now we got the little bounce here at the 786. And that kind of puts us to where now we can draw a new trend line. We do not have an inverted Woolly Booker, so there is no measure move for that guy. Idea. We can clear that out. These are fib levels. Those should all still be good. And now I'm just gauging the strength of this little move. So I just need to see it get above 18, 19 cents. Looks like it's going to try to do that. And then I want to see it get above 21 cents. That's the main area that I'm looking for on this one right now. Because if we don't, the rules of the fibs, if we don't get up there, then we could be looking at these areas down here around 11, 12 cents. We don't want that. I feel like I'm in a fashion show. I had to shake my booty. Get it out of my system there. So say, I want to see what happens up here in this area. I think you can do it. Say you got a good chance. I think you can get higher. If we're seeing a bounce off of 786, I would start looking for a higher high area. And also it's 786 area, about 25 cents. And then maybe about 29 cents to come up and knock this guy up. If we can make a higher low. But we got some obstacles to get into, or to get through here. As we do with most of these gosh darn altcoins. Here's one that's been doing really good. I am not in this one, but I noticed it was popping off, and it's called Game. And who's got this? Is it Game Starter or Game Build? There's too many. Game. I think it's Games by Virtuals. No, that's not Game. Is this the token? You took my watermark off again. I want the ticker on there. This is, oh, and that's game AI. No, we're just looking for game. I believe it's this one. It's probably this one. She looks like she's had a good run these couple of days here. I've looked at it before. Way back over here somewhere. January? Ooh, that's a lofty goal right there to get to. So may need to take a little bit of a look at this one. This one might have some possibilities. We'll take a look at the tokenomics and things here. Those are the two main places I look at it right now. That doesn't look too bad. You look at it as being a breakout. And then we also got this trend line idea here. And a little bit of a channel idea kind of spells out that, yeah, we can make a little something here. So game, she's already got a run. She already started a little run, but I like 8.5 cents, and I also like retesting this area about 7.5. It's coming down to 4 hour. Huh. So we need to wait for a pullback, and 4.5 cent area would be a nice one for it to pull back to there. I'm not convinced that we got a top end just yet to get an accurate pullback place, but this is worth looking at and keeping an eye on. I wouldn't chase it. Let's go see what we can find out about it though. What's the deal with you? May have sucky tokenomics for all we know. Game. I don't know which one you are. What the hell's your price? 5 cents. I would say it is probably Game S. Maximum supply is 100 billion? Oh, hell no. Game Chain XYZ, the home of Web3 gaming. Wait, it's got how many hundreds of homes for web gaming? How many gaming chains do we have? Start playing. Okay. Stop teasing. Stop teasing. I'm trying to play. I'm hitting the button. You're not taking me there. You're playing with me. Start building. Okay. Oh, you'll let me build, but you won't let me play? So you don't have anything built to play? Is that what it is? There's games. Get games. Contract. Buy on Uniswap. Portal. 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 Hey, how come your website don't work? It's lightning fast EVM network. Lightning fast. Purposely built for large-scale Web3 gaming. Purposely built. And AI. And AI. The game ecosystem includes native blockchain, gaming hub, mobile game, app and game, AI, game creation, NFT market space, and more. Haven't found it yet. I've been looking, but I can't find it anywhere. But it says it's here. A unique proof-of-stake chain perfectly suited for gaming, designed with high throughput, sub-second finality, and innovative incentive mechanisms. But it doesn't do anything yet. I tried it. There ain't no portal thing working. All right, well, good luck, game. Do you, baby? How about that old SPX 6900? I did not get any more of this. I did not play this one after it dropped and everything, and I'm kind of like, stupid. Why didn't he? So, wow, look at this one. It's got a nice scallop, a nice little roundy thing going on. Now, could this turn into a very popular pattern? It could turn into a lot of things. The popular pattern that could be turning into, yeah, it could be. This would make a nice cup and handle. This would make a nice one. The roundness, the softness. Do you see the similarity of that shape? I mean, minus this little wart on the left side of the cheek there. Maybe it's a cell phone in the pocket. I don't know. I mean, you know, we just got a silhouette right there. But anyway, it's mostly round. You'd have better luck if this made a little handle over here. This one could be sweet. It doesn't have to make that little handle though. That's the thing. You don't have to be a cup and handle. Okay. But what might make it a cup and handle is how level off that we are here with that. It's in cup and handle making take territory, like a real one, not just a look. We're going to call it a cup and handy to the upside, which is really like a higher high and higher low or whatever. This one might actually do something like that, and still you still got channel ideas that you can play through there too. Oh, that's an interesting little. Put you on the back burner right there. That looks like you found some support here. Resistance, support. Means if you break it, you can't be the handle that we want you to be. Are you going to handle yourself out? So the rule of the game basically is that, you know, if it does do a little handle idea, if it does want to do something like that, and we don't know, but if it did, we don't want it to really go past this 618 area. We don't want it 2/3 of the way down. That's the rule that I learned. It's invalidated when the handle comes down more than 2/3, and the 618 will get you right there. It's like 61%, 66%. See, we're right there in that same area. So could it? Maybe, but I ain't leaving no lines on there. I don't want to put any bad habits out there and get too much of a bias and call something before it's not even there. It could do lots of things here. It could just be a scallop. You know what scallops can do? They can keep scalloping and go up. Crazy as it is, yeah. Don't even have to have that freaking handle. I'm just saying. Looking interesting, SPX 145. I would rather have you though. What would you be if you did come back down there? We can do that. I'll put the dollar. So if I see it at $1, that's 50%. That's half the move. That's half the retracement. Or maybe at 82 cents. Those would be some good places to try to pick it up if you're patient enough to wait for it. If it even goes back down there, it doesn't have to. Remember, we kind of got this little channel thing going on here and got some support over here. So kind of curious to see what happens here. We'll put this one as an orange thing. Just kind of watch it. I'll take a look at Ondo. I don't like Ondo. I think it's got too many damn coins. Probably why we won't see it do very much. Or hang out at higher prices too much. So, rising channel, lost that little bit. Now we come back and test this channel. Well, there's no need to pull out a fib because we don't want to lose that line. I measure moves from, I think one of them should be for this channel. So if we take this off, this idea, because it's already left that, you can see how it's also doing a little scallop, an inverted kind of scallopy kind of thing. Also a little pointy too. But there is this bending shape going over here. And we can bounce and do that little, the Roman bridge pattern. I call it Roman bridge. Thomas Bukowski calls it something else. Where we have that little rounded scallop and we can bounce it. I like that. I see it. I look for those. And so I'll be looking for that to happen over here too, where we are right now. Can we come down to the smaller time frame? Are we catching a bounce in that area? That's looking interesting. Moving averages still suck on the 2 hour. Being bearish and whatnot, but come to the 4 hour. Okay. So keep my eyes on this one and see if we can finally get some. You got some bullish divergence over here? Oh, you got some divergence going on? Okay, so That might be playing out. I want to keep my eyes on this one on Ondo, see if we can start getting up here. I still think this one sucks though. So a good place to take profit on this one. I don't know if she's going to make a higher high or not. She needs to come back up here if we're going to make any kind of W, because that's what we're trying to do, is basically make a W pattern. Can't really see that, can you? There we go. You can see it now. So we need to come back up here to $1. Oh, measure moves right in there. I'll keep you. I like 118. I also like 97, 92 for some good little local take profit areas here for Ondo, because I'm not convinced that we're going to get up too much far above there just yet. It's got to convince me. I got to see it. I got some doubts on these altcoins, and it's okay. This is, I've got to start seeing them prove some stuff too, man. They gotta start showing me some stuff now. Not say they're trying, but I gotta seize it now. I'm not just like throwing my money in there willy-nilly. We come back to the chat here. I'm weary of links to click. I will click the links from CoinMarketCap. I don't have a problem doing that from CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko or something like that. Maybe even Dex Screener, but I don't normally go to just Google anything and then take that link or anything like that, or definitely nothing that's in my email or anything like that. But as a general rule, you're fairly safe if you can click from CoinMarketCap and the platforms. Much safer than just throwing it into Google. It's in the banana pocket. She got a cup and handle. Just scrolling through the chat here. Butch on Prey says, I want to play my ding-a-ling. Well, we're going way back. Was that Pink Floyd? Where? Hey, there's a bud on my screen. I didn't take her off. Oh my gosh, we've been sitting there with a... Is that why the viewership's up? Well, put her back on then. No, I'm kidding. All right. Well, it looks like to me we ran out of things to talk about tonight at an hour and 32 minutes in. So I'm going to come over here to Crypto Bubbles. We're going to take a look over here real quick. See how we're looking on today, and just kind of, we're just there. Aerodromes. Oh, you had 92 cents. You remember getting paid here, baby. We looked at Aero earlier. I forgot what the target was. Caspa's down. She went down to 7 cents. I see. She was at 8, 9 cents, now 7. Was it MaxC? 92. Oh yeah, that was a good area to get paid. I think we just now touched it again, right? We were close to it, I believe, or maybe, I don't know. Looks like she's wanting to try to move through it. So we may be trying to get up to our next target in here. Oh, that would be cool. I ain't bitching about it. But we are starting to get in areas where you guys start looking at possible reversals, because you're starting to print out some bearish divergence and things like that. So she isn't getting into the territory. That was a good one for me to go with there at 92. I need to make sure I'm getting paid there. Aerodrome. Freaking altcoins. You guys look horrible. Okay, clearly I'm gonna have to do this after the stream. Maybe we can here we do it that way. Ooh, there's lots of sell orders up there, aren't they? And boom. Make sure I'm locked in some profits right there at that little take profit area. And Bitcoin is sitting over here at 105,000, better than being at 103,000 or 97,000 or any of those other places. She does look like she's trying to put in a double bottom, not confirmed yet. Need to get up above 105, but preferably come on up to this 106 area, baby. See if we can put in a higher high there with that higher low and start making some upward momentum happen here. I know somebody's going to be calling an inverted head and shoulder. Maybe you could see that. I got to squint my eyes a little bit. Regardless, if you see a head and shoulders or not, you're still in this big ass range or channel. Shorter if you go here, but a bigger channel if you take it up here and go with that idea, because that really is kind of your range. And by the time this one makes it up there to complete and and confirm all that, so they are in range. Then you can get a bigger measure move. Is what I'm trying to hint at. I mean, sure, you can take that little measure move and get us up here, but that channel measure move is a good one too. Just saying. Boom. Could we go to the 107 area? This is where seems to be showing up on my radar as where we could possibly be going. I hope so, because I got some sell orders up there. I'm trying to take some profit on some of these Bitcoin plays I've got. And I'd like to come over to the 6 minute and look at this one. Let me show you what I see here on the 6 minute with the moving averages, because that tells us the momentum. Tells us a lot of things. Possible support resistance areas and the momentum. These are the smaller moving averages here, the 5 basic moving averages that I use, and this looks good. They flip bullish. They're bullish as elf. Here on the 6 minute time frame, look, man, got a ribbon flip going on right here. 200, 100. You got the 21 crossing over the 50 bullish lead, and you got the green. They are in perfect order right now. They are ready to rock and roll. Baby, the 6 minute says Bitcoin want to do something. However, looking at the bigger moving averages, and it's good that we're above this one, the 360. We're good. Okay. But it sucks that it crossed bearishly over here. And it sucks that this red one crossed bearishly here. So I see us kind of struggling anywhere above here, 106. I mean, we can do that. We can probably still even get up to 107. But that's sandbagging us. That will sandbag us. And it's going to take longer to straighten these guys out. So that kind of tells me that as bullish as we might be getting over the next few days, or as bullish as they try to make it seem, it's not all that bullish yet. So you got some work to put in. And so between now and tomorrow and all that, you need to put that work in. But I can see 107 coming. I hope it is. I want it to. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I love this nightcap of a wind down show. Well, me too. That's why I like doing it. Yeah, it's pretty good when you don't have the turkey dog going wild. Was I going wild? Did I get too crazy? Do you like the? Let's do a poll. I'd like to know. Start a. Not that. Let me do a quick poll here. Start a poll. Which do you prefer on most nights? Mellow turkey? Oh wow, turkey. Trademark. I think the music has something to do with it. Striker says, I took some profit yesterday, but I'm waiting for more discounts. I need to look and see where I can be taking some profit on some of these altcoins when they get a little pump. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna go to the end screen. I got some music over there, and I might put the new stuff that I just had out today. May throw that over there too if you want to hang out there for a few minutes. But I think we're pretty much done with Bitcoin. Bitcoin just dropped again. Gosh darn it, Bitcoin. What the hell? What are you doing? You were at 105 and now you're at 104.9. You just can't. You're just not. Jeez. You just want to zigzag, huh? Do you, Bitcoin? Do you? Trade carefully, everybody. No. It's still kind of a shaky week. Bitcoin looks bottom in the short time frame.
Whispers flow. Charts are dancing under moonlit skies. Temptation hums as the market lies. Hold the line, don't take the bait. Wait for the trigger, don't take fate.
I actually see some bullish divergence. I hope that doesn't give us a break to the upside. Let's see what Tether's doing. Dominance. Tether dominance is starting to go up a little bit.
A gorgeous setup like a diamond's gleam.
If you bought a strip club, what would you name it? I have to think on that. Off the top of my head, I like biddies. It would probably be biddy related.
The baseline drops like a beating heart. Each charted move, a fragile art. Feel the rhythm, but stay your hand in the stillness.
All right, good night, Joe.
Where you'll stand.
I would call it the book club. I got a song on here. Some of these we listened to last night. There's When FOMO Calls, Liquidation Cry. I Love the FUD. I think it was which one? The second one. People like the second version of that one a little better. I'll put that one up there. And then I've got some new ones that we heard earlier in the intro. Wick in a box. I would call it the book club. 0 questions from the misers. Expect what book, just explain the movie you saw. I see what you did there, Joe. I see the genius in that name. Let's see our poll that we got. Let's take a look at that. We got a 50-50 split between mellow turkey and wild turkey, so I guess we'll just mix it up. I'll leave that open just a little bit longer.
step back to breathe. Cleared my head, let the panic leave. Stuck to the plan, rebuild what's mine. Faint hope hums, I'm back online. Darkness closes in, fear takes hold. Ruin stares where my dreams grow cold. When FOMO calls, it knocks me flat. Eyes that drop like a gut punch. That's that, hold it together. Through the mess I fight, Savior's grip keeps my ruins night. Oh, when FOMO calls. Saw the trap, set my line to stay. Took a break, shook the fear away. Held my plan, turned the tide around. Led your heels where my losses drown. When FOMO calls, it knocks me flat. Eyes that drop like a gut punch. That's that, hold it together. Through the mess I fight, Savior's grip keeps my ruins night. Oh, when FOMO calls. When FOMO calls, I stand, I win. Chase the high, leverage to the edge. Stack was king, felt the market's pledge. Dreams took flight, then the crash bit deep. Margin call, house I can't sleep.
Well, this music's sure not going to help a headache.
Panic grips, bags bleed out fast. Heart pounds hard, this shit won't last. Sweat drips cold, that's a chokehold tight. Liquidation's ghost haunts my night. Liquidation cry, it rips my soul. Fear cuts deep, I lose control. Pain screams loud, I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. Anxiety claws, screens a blur of red. Friends cash out, leave me for dead. Every tick drops, my guts twist and burn. Stacks a ghost, when will I learn? Liquidation cry, it rips my soul. Fear cuts deep, I lose control. Pain screams loud, I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. Saw the trap, set a line to hold. Took a breath, stopped the panic cold. Stuck to the plan, clawed my way back. Foot fades out, but the scars attack. Liquidation cry, it rips my soul. Fear cuts deep, I lose control. Pain screams loud, I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. liquidation cry. I rise through the pain. Wicked spike. War broke out, streets ran red with dread. Chaos hit, gets me out of my head. Wealth shifts fast, I grab the prize. Horny as hell, seeing fear in their eyes. Hunger burns, the chaos feeds. Power pulses through my greedy needs. I love the fun, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I reign. Vicious thrill, I feed on the pain. Oh, I love the fury. Crash ignites, I hunt the weak. Scoop their cash, my hunger speaks. Stack swells, I own the fight. Floods my fuel, I strike the night. Hunger burns, the chaos feeds. Power pulses through my greedy needs. I love the fun, it turns me on.
Alexa, skip.
All coins stall in a shadowed snare. Frustration hums in the midnight air. Chastity's low, a lover's sting. My pulse fights through the ruins ring. Lust for gains burns in my veins. Hope ignites through the market's chains. Their flicker calls a risky thrill. I chase the high against my will. All coin pulse, do you beat for me? Heartbeat surges with ecstasy. Anxiety feels my destiny. All coin pulse.
Dang, platinum's going through the freaking roof. Still cheap for platinum. Platinum can get up expensive, man. It gets up like $800 sometimes. Platinum gets expensive.
Midnight veil, thrill ignites. I can't curtail, price twists wild. A dancer's flare, my pulse races in the midnight air. Session grips, a lover's snare, wealth's allure pulls me to dare. A flicker burns in the shadowed play. I'm hooked on chaos night and day. Cryptic surge, do you call my name? Heartbeat thrashes in a wild flame. Excitement stokes my fevered game. Oh, cryptic surge. Madness spins in the market spin. Uncertainty cuts through my skin. Each lead jolts my senses free. All coins pulse in a twisted play. Cryptic surge, do you call my name? Heartbeat thrashes in a wild flame. Excitement stokes my fevered game. Oh, cryptic surge.
All right, everybody, thank you for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening. Tune the music down a little bit. Appreciate you for being here. I will see you again tomorrow night. Trade carefully. Watch out for them wild things. They may be trying to pump us up a little bit. We're hoping they'll get a little bit of rise out of altcoins. If we do take some profits, they're looking a little shaky. See you tomorrow night. Good night, John Boy.
Altcoin stall in a shadowed stall. Frustration burns, I heed the call. Shots like cold, a lover's tease.